Okay, it's day 5. We've put some fantastic foundations in place, and today is about the final A of Ninja, which is accelerated energy. So this is building on our foundations, then really pushing forward. And remember that one of the factors of the nice guy being depleted is that they're despondent. And the way we avoid that is by having accelerated energy. And then we've got 3 exercises to talk about to help us really understand this and push through. The first one is, so let's think, why would we not have amazing energy or accelerated energy? One of the reasons is because we have conflicts, unresolved conflicts, which are causing us to hold back, to play small, to stay within ourselves rather than really pushing out. And so there are 5 areas that we're going to look at in this exercise where we're just going to consider what we're doing and think about what's working and what we may need to change or reconsider. Because where we're getting some of these things wrong, they will be impacting massively on our energy. We'll be feeling conflicted. There are 5 areas I'd like to share with you. I'm going to describe, you'll find them in the form as well. And we're going to spend some time thinking about how we're doing in this respect. So the first area is about causing harm. So if we're harming people, either physically, emotionally, psychologically, in any way, then that is going to be feeling bad on some level. So we need to try and identify and try and eliminate the things where we're causing harm to ourselves or other people particularly. What might this look like? This could be in attacking other people, blaming other people, making people wrong, criticizing harshly other people. So where we tend to have these this kind of energy, it tends to then give us a bad feeling, a conflict, which will then show up in our energy, how we are. That's the first area. The next is about where we're taking anything that isn't ours. And this can be in as blatant as stealing, taking things, or it can be as subtle as taking people's energy. So where we've got contacts, for example, and we find ourselves always latching on and taking their energy, which hasn't been given to us, or taking time as well. So if one of our friends has said, oh, call me at any time, and I'm available for you anytime, and we call, then that's okay. But maybe there's some times where it doesn't really meet that criteria, or they haven't made themselves available in that time. This is really worth thinking about again. The third one, I'm running through very, very quickly here. The third area is about telling the truth. This is, again, something we talk about in the sort of other programs, but we can subtly fall into not telling the truth, either from saying things that are not true, or by not saying what is true. Again, this will be impacting on our energy. If we're having this, then we're likely to be have lower energy, not to be so vibrant in our energy. This is the third area. The next is around intoxication. So highly recommend considering where we are intoxicating ourselves and looking to try and eliminate that as much as possible. And this can be in anything from alcohol to drugs in extreme cases, but also can be things like watching mindless television or consuming lots of information from the media, which gives us that feeling of intoxication where we're no longer really aware, alert to where we are. This is going to impact a lot in our energy. It's going to stop us having the accelerated energy of the ninja that we're looking for. Next area is around any sexual misconduct. So there are some things that tend to not work so well, particularly where we're putting a lot of our energy into sexual activity that isn't in a loving relationship, where it's has more of a recreational flavour. This again tends to sap our energy a lot and stop us from having the accelerated energy that we're looking for. So again, the exercise here is to think about these 5 areas. And whether you agree with this stuff or not, just run with it for now. Just run with it and try and see if there are any areas where we're not quite at the level we feel we could be, and where it's then inevitably impacting on our energy. So the more we can clear this up, the thing about accelerated energy, the more we can clear this stuff up, the more energy we're going to have, the more liberated we're going to be. And this is what we're really looking for, because the ninja has a lot of energy. They're not despondent, as we say. The second D of dazed is despondent. It's like low energy, sluggish energy, and these things will certainly impact on that. The next thing I'd like to talk about is network. And we'll talk about, for guys, so important to have a great network of men to be able to lean on and rely on. We organise trips where men can hang out. We might walk up a mountain, we might jump out of an aeroplane, we might do an assault course, something for guys to hang out and have fun and connect with other men. But your network is so important to have people in great energy that we can rely on and lean on. We also have the Man Over Matter Man Tribe, which you can join. That's a Facebook community where, again, you can connect with other guys and really build on those connections, get that energy from other men. So your action here actually is a specific action. So we all have people in our lives that have inspired us, that we felt have been great connections, great people to deal with. And my invitation here is to think of some people from your past who you felt really inspired by. Maybe you feel grateful to them for having supported you at a certain time, or maybe you just feel these are the kind of people that are taking you in the direction that you want to go in. Your task for the day is to reach out to those people, let's say 2 or 3 of those people, and get back in contact with them. Reconnect, share what you're doing, find out what they're doing, and just allow yourself to be back in contact with those people. That's the next. Network is so important to having the energy that we need. We're not an island, we can't do it on our own. We don't either want to rely on our partners to give us that support. We need to be self-sufficient, but that can also include having our network, and particularly having other men in great energy around us. And the last thing I'd like to invite you to do is think about how you can get yourself into state. So think about a time now where you felt really energized, where you've got this really accelerated energy, where you've got this compounding passion, enjoyment of what you're doing. And think about, put yourself back at that time. Think back what you were doing. What was it that you were aware of at that time? Maybe there was an image that comes to mind. Maybe you were doing something you can physically think about. What was I doing at that time? Or maybe you can think, who were you with? Think about a phrase, something that connects you back into that time. And I'd like you to write down in the box what that thing is that can really anchor you. As we say, we're looking for an anchor to a positive state of energy. So think about that time where you really had that energy, and what was it that gave you the connection to that feeling, the connection to that energy. That's the third part of the exercise. So this is the final exercise of the 5-day challenge, and I'm certain that you've got to this point and you've got to the end, you've done the exercises, you've taken action, you're going to be feeling some differences already, and I can't wait to hear your insights from that. I'm going to be in contact to share. This has been really a sample of the program to really get some momentum, get things moving, but we also need to keep that momentum going, and I'd love to continue the conversation, sharing what we do in terms of the other work we can do together. So I trust you've had a fantastic insight. It's been great to share this stuff with you, and I can't wait to be in touch in the near future.